Welcome to Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's Abyss, and in this video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for hard mode. Now remember to hit that like button and subscribe to help support the channel. Alright, so the first thing is you want to get to max level and you want to farm AP points for your favorite materia. These guys are going to help you survive hard mode. So you want to level these up as high as you can possible, and the best way to do this is to chapter select to 16 the belly of the beast. You're just going to play the first part of this where you go through the garage and defeat 4 groups of enemies. Once you enter the building, you can pause the game and then chapter select again, rinse and repeat. This is the fastest way to level up, and I have an in-depth guide in the description below if you want to see more. Next up is to smash crates. In hard mode, you will find out quickly that your magic points are scarce. You cannot use items or a bench to regenerate your magic points. What you start out with is what you get into the next chapter. In battle, it will regenerate slowly, but it's not enough. So in between battles, you want to keep a lookout for some crates to smash. Hopefully it will have a shard inside that will give you some magic points. Just take the extra time and look for them, smash them, and this will help you out in the long run. Plus for your build, I recommend 2 MP Up Materias to increase your magic points. Also, you want to have about 80% or more of your magic points available before you go into a boss fight. Next is one of my favorite abilities to use called the counter stance. The way it works is you will brace for an attack, and when the enemy hits you, you will counter with a powerful slash. This one is available in chapter 17 in the chest that I'm showing you right now, and it's from the weapon called the Twin Stinger. Alright, so this is how I like to use the move. I will run up to the enemy and bait them into attacking me. Quickly hit the X and go into the tactical mode and then select the ability counter stance. You'll notice that the character will go into the counter stance move, and then when the enemy hits me, I will counter back with a powerful slash. As you can see, it does some really good damage against Reno, also Rude, and some other boss fights later in the game. So this weapon I highly recommend so that you get the counter stance ability. Next up is Poison. Now this is a really good spell to use, and it only costs 3 magic points. In chapter 9, when you're fighting the boss called the Hell House, this spell was extremely useful to use. As you can see in purple, it does 127 tick damage. That right there was going for a long time. It only costs 3 magic points to use, and it is constantly damaging the boss. This right here is going to be extremely useful against certain bosses that like to throw up a shield, and it is hard to hit them. So keep that in mind. Use the poison spell if you're having trouble against a certain boss. Next is Link Materia. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is the Elemental Materia. Certain weapons and armors will have slots that you can link to materias. With the Elemental Materia, you can place it in one slot, and then next to it place a fire, ice, lightning, or wind to link them together. For example, if you link the Elemental Fire in the weapon slot, your weapon will do fire damage, which is good against human enemies. If you link the 2 in the armor slot and a boss does fire damage, then you will take half of the damage or prevent the elemental damage taken. The second one is the Magnify Materia, and this one pairs really good with the Healing Materia. When the caster uses a healing spell, everyone in the party will get healed. So whoever you have as your healer, make sure you have those 2 linked together for them. Next, I want to talk about Retry from last battle. Let's say you go into a boss fight and you were unprepared. I just checked out the intel on this boss, and it's weak to lightning, and what I have on my weapon right now is fire. So I'm going to hit the pause button and then retry from last battle. This will put me back into the game a couple steps before that cutscene kicked in. So now I can go into the menu, and then I can link up the Elemental Materia with the lightning on my sword, so now I can do lightning damage against this boss. So if you're not ready for that boss fight, just pause the game and then retry from last battle. Next, I want to talk about these summons and how I recommend that you save them for the last phase of the boss fight. As you can see, I was able to do this, and she's going to do a ton of damage, leaving a little bit of health left on this boss. There you go right there. If possible, you want to try to save it at the last phase of the boss fight, because that's when the boss attacks could possibly change, or it will do a different type of moveset, and it can be very annoying during the last phase, especially the Hell House in chapter 9. So if you can, save that summons for the last phase of the boss fight, just in case you need that little bit of an edge to get you past the boss fight. Next, I want to talk about collecting manuscripts. Now this is going to help you level up your weapon and unlock a new limit. I recommend that you collect all of them before you start hard mode. If you go to the Moogle store, which you get introduced to in Chapter 8, the store has 4 of them that you can purchase. Then if you go over to the Colosseum that you get introduced to in Chapter 9, you can win a bunch of them as a reward by completing those challenges. So I recommend that you go and get all of them before you start hard mode. Next, I want to talk about the prayer materia. So if you're having trouble managing your magic, then you might want to consider putting this in your build. This is an ability that you use and it costs 2 of your ATB gauges. This will restore a small amount of HP to all of your party members. This could help you out if you're running low on magic and you need to heal your party. Next, let's go over some recommended materia. So each one of your party members should have a healing one. Each member should have a revival one just in case they need to revive a party member. You want to level up all of your elemental ones, fire, ice, lightning, and wind. Just have them maxed out just in case you need to switch them out at any time. You're going to want barrier. You can either put that on one character just in case you want to use it. HP up. You want to have 2 on each character. This is going to increase your health. And then MP up. You want 2 per character, and this is going to increase your magic points. Next is First Strike, and this will give you some ATB at the start of the battle. You don't really need this one, but this is one that I like. And Steadfast Block. When you are guarding, you're going to take even less damage and gain some ATB back. Alright, there you have it. Those are the tips and tricks for hard mode in Final Fantasy VII Remake. If there's any other tips and tricks that you would like to add, then please leave them in the comments down below. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you next time.